Cnut the Great, c. 990 November 12, 1035, was a powerful and ambitious monarch who became King of England in 1016, King of Denmark in 1018, and King of Norway in 1028. His reign marked a rare moment in medieval history where a single ruler held dominion over a North Sea empire, uniting parts of Scandinavia and the British Isles under his control. Cnut's legacy is often overlooked, but his political savvy, religious diplomacy, and administrative strength left a lasting mark on medieval Europe. Early life and background. Cnut was born around 990 AD, the son of Sweyn Forkbeard, the King of Denmark, and a Polish princess believed to be Świętoslawa, daughter of Mieszko I of Poland. His early life was deeply influenced by Norse traditions and Viking culture. Although not much is known about his childhood, it's presumed that Cnut was trained in military leadership and statecraft from a young age. When Sweyn invaded England in 1013, Cnut accompanied him, likely participating in the campaigns that led to Sweyn being declared King of England. However, Sweyn died suddenly in 1014, and the English nobles restored the Anglo-Saxon King Ethelred the Unready to the throne. Cnut and the Danish fleet retreated, but the young prince had already gained valuable experience in warfare and English affairs. Conquest of England. Following his father's death, Cnut was determined to reclaim England. In 1015, he launched a full-scale invasion with a substantial fleet. His campaign was marked by ruthless efficiency and strategic alliances. Meanwhile, Ethelred died in 1016, and his son Edmund Ironside took the throne. Cnut and Edmund clashed in a series of bloody battles, culminating in the Battle of Issandun in October 1016, where Cnut secured a decisive victory. Rather than plunge England into further war, Cnut and Edmund reached an agreement to divide the kingdom. Edmund would rule Wessex, and Cnut would control the rest. However, Edmund died just weeks later, under mysterious circumstances, allowing Cnut to claim full kingship over England. Consolidation of power. Cnut's early years as king were not easy. England was still a fractured kingdom with powerful regional lords and long-standing animosity between the Anglo-Saxons and the Danes. To stabilize his rule, Cnut took both harsh and conciliatory measures. He executed some of Edmund Ironside's followers, but also married Edmund's widow, Emma of Normandy, to secure ties with the Anglo-Norman aristocracy. Cnut retained much of the Anglo-Saxon administrative system, including the use of shire courts, aldermen, and thanes. He wisely recognized the value of maintaining continuity rather than enforcing drastic changes. His court became a blend of English and Danish nobility, reflecting the multicultural nature of his empire. King of Denmark and Norway. In 1018, Cnut inherited the Danish throne after his brother Harald II died. He now ruled two kingdoms separated by the North Sea. To keep both under control, he relied on capable regents and a formidable navy. Cnut's ambitions extended even further. By 1028, he had conquered Norway, ousting King Olaf II. Though his hold over Norway was more tenuous due to resistance from local leaders, Cnut had become the most powerful ruler in northern Europe. His empire, often referred to as the North Sea Empire, connected England, Denmark, Norway, and parts of what is now Sweden. This maritime empire allowed for the flourishing of trade and the movement of ideas, laws, and culture across the region. Religion and diplomacy. Cnut was a devout Christian, despite his Viking heritage. He sought legitimacy not only through conquest but through religious patronage. He made generous donations to the Church, both in England and across Europe. In 1027, Cnut made a pilgrimage to Rome, where he met with Pope John XIX. His aim was to improve relations between his empire and the papacy, and to assert his pious credentials. He supported monastic reform and ensured that church lands and privileges were protected. His relationship with the Church helped solidify his legitimacy in the eyes of both English and European leaders. Legacy and death. Cnut died on November 12, 1035 at Shaftesbury in Dorset, England. He was buried at the Old Minster in Winchester, the traditional burial site of West Saxon kings. After his death, his empire quickly began to unravel. His sons, Harold Harefoot and Harthach Cnut, failed to maintain the unity of the realm. England would eventually fall back into the hands of the native English dynasty under Edward the Confessor. Though the North Sea Empire was short-lived, Cnut's rule had long-lasting impacts. He is remembered as a wise and capable ruler who brought a brief but notable period of peace and prosperity to England after decades of Viking invasions. A king in legend. One of the most famous legends about Cnut is the tale of him and the waves. According to this story, Cnut placed his throne by the seashore and commanded the tide to stop rising, to show that not even a king could control nature. This story is often misunderstood. Rather than a display of arrogance, it was likely intended to demonstrate humility and the limits of earthly power. Conclusion. King Cnut the Great was far more than a conquering Viking warlord. He was a shrewd politician, a devout Christian ruler, and an empire builder whose reign bridged the Norse and Anglo-Saxon worlds. Though his empire did not survive long after his death, his efforts at unifying diverse cultures under one rule remain one of the most fascinating chapters in medieval European history.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe our channel.